So good evening friends, welcome to Raj Malhotra's IAS. So guys, we are about to start the session. The PDF for this particular session has already been uploaded. So you can download the PDF from our Telegram group. हम लोगों ने PDF डाउनलोड जो है PDF अपलोड कर दिया है. So today we are going to discuss this particular topic which is related to the IDSA editorial. Okay. So here we are going to deal with this editorial which was published in Institute for Defense Studies and Analysis. So this is regarding the latest development which is going on in the West Asia, or you can say Middle East. Okay. So Middle East or West Asia के अंदर there are a lot of activities that are going up and we are going to pick few of them. This is one such activity, okay, and we will be looking into what is going on in the Middle East, what is the scenario there. So when we talk about Middle East, these are the countries that we focus here, okay. So primarily we are dealing with, say, Iraq, Iran, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, UAE, Oman, Yemen. Okay, and you can extend it to the Egypt as well. Israel is one such country. Now you need to understand what is the importance of this particular region for us. ये पूरी दुनिया के अंदर हमारे लिए क्या इसकी importance है specifically for India. So there was a question on एनर्जी नीड्स ऑफ इंडिया एंड इट्स डिपेंडेंस ऑन मिडल ईस्ट. ओके, हमारी एनर्जी नीड्स जो है कैसे मिडल ईस्ट पे डिपेंडेंट है. यूपीएससी हैज ऑलरेडी आस्क्ड अ क्वेश्चन इन मेंस एग्जाम, so we know this particular point here. Now one thing is for clear, we get lot of we import lot of fossil fuel from this part of the world, so somehow for our energy requirements we are dependent on this particular part. Okay, for our energy requirements we are dependent here, and this is one part here, this is one such area. You need to understand one thing here. इतना हो गया, ठीक है. But this area is also experiencing lot of different things, and one such thing is related to the political turmoil. Okay, कुछ ना कुछ हमेशा यहाँ पे चलता रहता है. There are new political developments that are coming up. That's why this area is a major concern for us. हमारे लिए ज़्यादा concern है, ठीक है. So we will look into this aspect as well, and this is what has been pointed out in this editorial. Now, before moving ahead, let's look into one other aspect, that is United States as a security provider in the region. Okay, so आपको एक चीज मालूम होगी, earlier US used to provide security in this region, but after the say finding of shale gas की डिस्कवरी के बाद, ओके, आफ्टर द डिस्कवरी ऑफ शेल गैस, यूएस इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस रीजन. यूएस इस रीजन में अभी तक इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई यूएस इज मूविंग आउट. ओके, यूएस इज मूविंग आउट, विच इज लीडिंग टू सम न्यू पॉलिटिकल डेवलपमेंट्स. वहां से कुछ नई पॉलिटिकल डेवलपमेंट्स निकल के आ रही हैं, and those political developments are important for us. Okay, India के लिए specifically important है, and those developments are highlighted in this editorial and we will be covering them in detail. Now you have to look into this particular part. Recently the region, the West Asia, or you can say the Middle East, it has witnessed some increased diplomatic activity. काफी ज़्यादा activity वहाँ पे बढ़ी है. There are multiple things that are happening. Okay, so you need to understand this particular region when that we talked about. The countries have lot of political differences. Okay, but recently a trend has been observed that these countries are somehow trying to resolve their issues. Okay, जो भी issues हैं, they are trying to resolve them and they are coming together. That's the important development. Okay, because earlier our policy, suppose India's foreign policy regarding Middle East, it was designed in such a way that we had to always maintain some sort of balance. चाहे वो ईरान की बात हो, चाहे वो सऊदी अरेबिया की बात हो, हम कुछ बैलेंस मेंटेन करके रखते थे दोनों के बीच में. सेम वाज द केस इन द केस ऑफ इजराइल. ओके, इजराइल के साथ भी हमें बैलेंस मेंटेन करके रखना पड़ता था. क्यों? बिकॉज ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि दैट इफ यू आर गेटिंग क्लोजर टू अ पर्टिकुलर कंट्री दैट इट मे एनॉय द अदर वन, कि उसका गुस्सा तीसरे के ऊपर, तीसरा कंट्री जो है आपसे नाराज हो जाए. तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए था. So in this particular thing we balanced out our equation, but because of the latest development that is going on, like Saudi Arabia and Qatar, they have buried their 4 years altercation. Okay, तो जो लड़ाई थी वो इन्होंने रिजोल्व कर ली है. Turkey and UAE, they are engaging in talks. Iran and Saudi Arabia. Now these are the one who have ethnic differences. Iran and Saudi Arabia, they are starting negotiations. वो भी साथ में आने चाह रहे हैं. That's the point here. Egypt and Turkey, they have indicated the willingness to talks. They are also willing to talk. So this is how these new developments are taking place in West Asia. Now this is again like creating some of, you can say, some puzzle for our foreign policy, for our security dynamics. Okay, क्योंकि सारे की सारी कैलकुलेशन आपकी बदल जाएगी यहाँ पे कि किस कंट्री के साथ कितना क्लोज जाना है. those calculations are changing. This is what is pointed out here. Now other point is that we have seen that these countries are coming together. So there is a fundamental question whether this can be sustained. ये जो भाईचारा नजर आ रहा है आपको, क्या ये सस्टेन है, सस्टेनेबल है? टू व्हाट एक्सटेंट विल दे कीप ऑन हैविंग गुड रिलेशंस विद ईच अदर? कितने एक्सटेंट तक वो अपने रिलेशंस को अच्छा रखेंगे? सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चंस दैट वी हैव टू लुक इनटू. ये सारे के सारे फंडामेंटल क्वेश्चन हैं जो हमें देखने होंगे. ओके, देयर आर मल्टीपल फैक्टर्स दैट वी हैव टू एक्सप्लोर हियर. डेफिनेटली पावर कंपटीशन इज देयर. ओके, सो टर्की भी यहाँ पे कंपटीशन में है, सऊदी अरेबिया कंपटीशन में है, ईरान इज आल्सो इन कंपटीशन. ओके, then ideological misgivings are also there. So we know that Iranians and the Saudis, they are having the ideological differences and they are fighting their own battle. उनका ethnic differences है वहाँ पे. Okay, and this is how they are progressing in this. Further you need to understand like there is no indication that this can be sustained. अब देखिए बात ऐसी है, there are multiple examples like Iran is giving up its nuclear ambition. क्या ऐसा होगा? Again there is a question mark. Then there is a question mark that Turkey is signaling willingness to reduce the regional activism. Will it happen? क्योंकि the Turkey, like their president, he has promised the government that वो जो है टर्की को ओटोमन एम्पायर की ग्लोरी तक लेके जाना चाहते हैं. That in the earlier times, Ottoman Empire, they used to have glory. So he has promised this thing to the population that we will make sure that old glory of Ottoman Empire is revived. Okay, तो उस टाइप का प्रॉमिस उन्होंने किया है. So will it be possible? क्या ऐसा होगा? Similarly, if you see Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, Qatar, Israel, they face security threats from each other. एक दूसरे से ही security threat है इनको. Okay, so this is the point here. Now in this type of environment, what is happening? Why the regional leaders, they are coming together? ऐसा क्या हो गया कि उनका दिल पिघल गया और एक दूसरे से लड़ाई खत्म करके now they want to come together? That's the major point that we have to discuss here. This is the new development which is going on in the West Asia. Okay, and it is going to have some geopolitical consequences. कुछ ना कुछ यहाँ पे रिएक्शन आपके जियोपॉलिटिक्स के साथ होंगे ही होंगे. Okay, so this is the point here. Now there are some events which are really important. One of the major event is due to the COVID-19. So in this particular part of the world, the economy is slowing down. We know that when there was lockdown, okay, जब lockdown था तब यहाँ पे किसी ने भी ऑयल नहीं खरीदा. सो ऑर्डर फॉर ऑयल इट वाज डाउन. ओके, नो वन वाज बाइंग ऑयल. इट मींस दैट दीज कंट्रीज दे वर नॉट गेटिंग बिजनेस. इनको कोई भी बिजनेस नहीं मिल रहा था. दैट वाज द पॉइंट हियर. ओके, सो दीज कंट्रीज लाइक दे विटनेस अ शार्प डिक्लाइन. ओके, सो देयर इकोनॉमीज दे कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड बाय 3.8% in 2020 and even the growth rate is just 2.8%. सिर्फ 2.8% का ग्रोथ रेट है, कुछ भी नहीं है वो. इंडिया का ग्रोथ रेट इज 8.4%. ओके, सो यू कैन इजीली कंपेयर इट. What is the situation that is prevailing there? Now these are the challenges. So in this type of environment, क्या लड़ाई करना ठीक है? नहीं. That's why they want to recover their economy and they have realized that okay, there is no point in fighting each other. We will be wasting each other's time, each other's resources. Let's keep that aside and let's try to prosper the whole region. Okay, this is one such thing. What could be the other reason for this? Now other reason which has been pointed out here, that these particular parts of the economies in West Asia, Arab Spring has going, like it was there, Arab Spring, then again Arab Spring 2.0 protest. Okay, now Arab Spring means that fight for democracy, fight for regime change, regime को change करने की लड़ाई. Okay, democracy के लिए लड़ाई. Now these type of aspirations, these type of sentiments, values are gaining popularity among the masses. Okay, and we know that like economic deprivation and youth aspiration. Again, the youth itself is demanding, they want that their rulers should be accountable, उनके rulers जो हैं वो accountable हों. Okay, now if the youth gets economic prosperity, if the youth get jobs and all, definitely उनका अपना राज secure हो जाएगा. Okay, otherwise there are high chances that these economies they may also experience this type of spring or you can say revolution. अब इस type के revolution वहां पे भी हो सकते हैं. So you have to look into this aspect. So this is the other reason that the economic recovery is really very slow and there is some sort of domestic anger. Okay, protest बार बार हो रहे हैं, political instability भी आ रही है. That's the major concern here. Other important development is the new administration in Washington, that is the change of government, the Biden administration. Now it has changed things significantly, okay, because under the Trump administration the world saw the heightened tensions in the Persian Gulf. हर बार डराया जाता था ईरान, यूएस और रीजनल allies, how things were carried out. Okay, there are few developments in the recent past. One of that development is Abraham Accord, that Israel and four Arab nations, UAE, Bahrain, Morocco and Sudan, okay, they are coming together, they are signing this accord, they are trying to resolve their issues, they want to establish peace. So this is the other type of development which is there in the West Asia. Okay, so Abraham Accord is one such thing, that how countries are somehow working out on their differences and they are trying to resolve their issues. Okay, इस तरीके से वो आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. Now there is another important thing, like I have already told about this particular point, that how Biden administration, they have a different, you can say, vision regarding West Asia. So what Trump did, they might do something different from that. They want to establish peace and prosperity in the region. Trump साहब क्या कर रहे थे? Now Trump targeted Iran. So Biden administration is not going to do that. Okay, for Biden administration there are other issues which are important. So environmental issues, transatlantic cooperation, human rights. So all these things have gained some sort of importance under the Biden administration, and that's why he is somehow forcing these players, Saudi Arabia, Iran, और ये बाकी भी लड़ने वाले हैं जितने भी. Okay, so maybe United States is putting pressure on them. This could be the other reason. US क्या पता इनके ऊपर pressure रख रहा हो, and definitely under the US pressure अपनी जो है अपने stance को, अपनी foreign policy को, these countries will change. यूएस की अभी भी इतनी से है वहां पे. ओके, दिस इज द पॉइंट हियर. नाउ अकॉर्डिंगली यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड White House, like this was the, you can say, idea. So US also proposed some sort of, you can say, peacemaking deal between Qatar and Saudi Arabia, and this was termed as Al-Ula Declaration. Okay, so Al-Ula Declaration, it is related to resolving the differences between Qatar and Saudi Arabia. So you have to note it down for your prelims exam. तो ये आपके prelims के लिए हो गया कि Al-Ula Declaration किस चीज से related है. ठीक है, so I told you about this point. It is regarding Qatar and Saudi Arabia resolving their issues. Okay, so ये चीज again facilitated by United States. So it means that US is playing some important role in the region. Okay, there is another important thing, that is combination of domestic and geopolitical consideration. Okay, they have to be realistic. So corona आ गया, COVID-19, the economy is not picking up. Okay, other than that these economies, they are oil exporting economies. Okay, पूरी दुनिया oil consume करती है, but recently there had been a shift on electric vehicle. तो अगर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल सब लोग यूज करना शुरू करेंगे, इट मींस दैट ऑयल कंजम्पशन विल गो डाउन. ओके, एंड अकॉर्डिंगली दिस इज द ग्राउंड रियलिटी, दिस इज द न्यू वर्ल्ड which is moving towards electric vehicles. Okay, so these countries, they know this particular fact, that as per these particular developments, these conditions, it is important for them that they should have more economic ties. Okay, और जो issues हैं इसका किसी को कुछ benefit नहीं होने वाला. That's the point here. So it means that on the economic agenda as well, these particular countries, they have different vision. So Saudi Arabia, it wants to emerge as a regional economic business hub. Okay, and they have this vision of Vision 2030 goal. So this is the pet project of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He is very effective, very powerful in Saudi Arabia. Okay, and he knows one thing, that without the robust regional trade and business activity, this dream is not possible. तो Vision 2030 का जो goal है, उसके लिए सबसे important चीज क्या है, that you have to carry out the regional trade, and for that reason maybe Saudi Arabia is going forward and they want good relations. Okay, इवन विद ईरान, ईरान के साथ भी अच्छे रिलेशंस चाहते हैं, चाहे वहाँ शिया सुन्नी डिवाइड हो, बट स्टिल दे वांट गुड रिलेशंस. Further, there is a change of guard in Iran. Now, Iran presently, the new government is in power, and they are more hardliner. Okay, so they have some economic challenges. They are answerable to the people. People are demanding prosperity, and without the economic integration of Iran with the rest of the world, it will be difficult. Okay, जब तक ईरान बाकी इकोनॉमी के साथ बिजनेस नहीं करता है, अपनी इकोनॉमी को ट्रेड में आगे नहीं बढ़ाता है, so definitely economic prosperity of Iran is not possible. Another idea, another player is here, Mr. like Erdogan. Okay, so he is the Turkish president. Again, he has a challenge in the sense there are elections which are due in 2023. Okay, and he might want to win those elections again. So he know few facts that his popularity is declining. Popularity is declining primarily due to the economic challenges. जहां जहां पे इकोनॉमिक चैलेंजेस आएंगे, इन लीडर्स की पॉपुलैरिटी जो है वो डिक्लाइन हो जाएगी. एंड दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंट डेवलपमेंट हियर. सो दिस इज व्हाट ही वांट्स दैट if I will be able to provide economic prosperity to the people, they will again choose me as their leader. And that's why he wants that there should be more integration with the regional powers. और वो UAE के साथ और बाकी कंट्रीज के साथ नेगोशिएशंस कर रहा है. Accordingly, UAE wants to emerge as a diplomatic heavyweight. So UAE is a small state, बहुत ही छोटा country है, okay, but they think that they can play important role geopolitically in this particular region, and they want to assert that. वो खुद को as a important player लेके आना चाहते हैं in West Asia, and that's why they are somehow flexing their muscles. Okay. Simultaneously, you have Iraqi, Egyptian, Jordan, Qatari leaders who have some regional compulsion, some domestic compulsion. Okay, सब answerable हैं अपने लोगों के लिए. And there is economic, you can say, downfall which is going on in this particular region, which is forcing these particular economies to reform. तभी वो अपने आप को सुधारना चाह रहे हैं. ये important point है जो यहाँ पे समझना होगा. Okay, वो अपने आप को इसलिए नहीं समझा रहे because there are some real compulsions which are visible. ये real compulsions हैं. These compulsions are existing on ground. Okay, domestic compulsion. That's why they want good relations with India. इंडिया से अच्छा बिजनेस उनको चाहिए. ओके, इंडिया इज वन सच इंपॉर्टेंट कंट्री. क्यों जी? हम तो एनर्जी इंपोर्टर हैं. वी आर द मेजर एनर्जी इंपोर्टर. ओके, एंड दोज पर्टिकुलर कंट्रीज आर एक्सपोर्टर ऑफ, यू कैन से, फॉसिल फ्यूल. सो इंडिया के लिए अच्छी, इंडिया के साथ रिलेशनशिप वो अच्छा चाहते हैं. दिस इज वन डेवलपमेंट. अदर इंपॉर्टेंट डेवलपमेंट इज अबाउट द इन्वेस्टमेंट. सो इंडिया इज अ गुड डेस्टिनेशन टू इन्वेस्ट. आज आप इंडिया में इन्वेस्ट करो, आपको 5 साल में बहुत अच्छा रिटर्न मिलेगा. So these countries, they have this idea that okay, let's invest in India. Or like UAE, they are investing in India. Okay, so these are some of the developments that you should know. Now there is some sort of new, you can say, momentum in India's relationship with these particular country, and our prime minister, he is very active in this particular part. Okay, they are engaging with all these particular countries. They want to focus on trade relations, business, investment activities. They want to strengthen their defense, military partnership. Okay, so the India is amongst the key partnership country, say with Israel, with Saudi Arabia, with UAE. सबके साथ हमारे relations अच्छे हैं. Okay, so this is how, like, we have the, like you can say, really good rapport with all. देखो, पहली बात यह है कि इंडिया इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन देयर इंटरनल अफेयर्स. तो हम किसी के इंटरनल अफेयर्स में पार्ट नहीं लेते हैं, एंड इट हेल्प्स अस, ओके, इन बिल्डिंग गुड इमेज, एंड दे वांट टू डू बिजनेस विद इंडिया. ठीक है ना, ये बात आपको समझना पड़ेगा. अदर इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट दैट दिस रीजन, इट रिमेन्स पॉलिटिकली स्टेबल. अब ये रीजन जो है ये आपका पॉलिटिकली स्टेबल होना चाहिए. क्यों पॉलिटिकली स्टेबल होना चाहिए? if there is some sort of disturbance, okay, so there are lot of Indians which are living in this particular country, चाहे यमन की बात हो, चाहे अदर कंट्रीज की बात हो, there are people who are living, Indian citizens are living, okay, Indian laborers, they work in those particular countries. Definitely we don't want any trouble for them. Okay, and if India is enjoying good relations with these particular countries, तो हमारे इंडियन जो भाई रह रहे हैं उनको भी बेनिफिट होता है. ठीक है ना? So this is the important thing. This is the important development. Okay, so greater engagement has also helped Indian diplomacy become more confident in dealing with regional issues. अब हम इनके साथ कंफर्टेबली रीच कर सकते हैं, कंफर्टेबली डील कर सकते हैं डिप्लोमेटिकली। ओके, वी आर मोर कंफर्टेबल इन बैलेंसिंग आवर रीजनल अरेंजमेंट्स, जिसके साथ भी जैसा भी अरेंजमेंट हो, बी इट बैलेंसिंग आउट ईरान एंड सऊदी अरेबिया और बैलेंसिंग आउट इजराइल एंड पैलेस्टीन। ओके, इंडिया हैज बीन डूइंग दिस सक्सेसफुली इन द पास्ट एज वेल एंड इन द फ्यूचर एज वेल वी विल बी डूइंग इट। कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी, हम अच्छे से चीजों को मैनेज कर लेते हैं। ओके, दैट्स द रियली इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट दैट यू शुड नो। Now, other important word that is used is de-hyphenation of India's Middle East policy. What do you mean by de-hyphenation? देखो, hyphenation का मतलब होता है साथ में जोड़ के देखना, like Palestine or Israel. Okay. Earlier, we used to see things from the perspective of, let's say, collective, you can say, policy of Palestine and Israel. कि अगर पैलेस्टीन के साथ रिलेशन अच्छे करेंगे तो इजराइल नाराज होगा, इजराइल के साथ रिलेशनशिप अच्छे करेंगे तो पैलेस्टीन नाराज होगा। दिस वाज द आइडिया ऑफ हाइफनेशन, इसको बोलते थे हाइफनेशन। ओके, नाउ वी हैव दिस पॉलिसी ऑफ डी हाइफनेशन। वी आर सेइंग दैट वी विल मेंटेन सेपरेट गुड रिलेशंस विद पैलेस्टीन, साइमल्टेनियसली वी विल मेंटेन सेपरेट गुड रिलेशन विद इजराइल। दोनों को हमने अलग अलग कर दिया। हम ये कहते हैं कि हम दोनों के साथ बहुत अच्छे रिलेशंस जो हैं अपने बनाएंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी। दिस इज व्हाट वी थिंक, दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव एज एन आइडिया, ओके, ऑफ डी-हाइफनेशन। India has also signaled that it will no longer be apprehensive of engaging in regional or multilateral initiatives. Okay, that the point is here is that India will be proactive. पहले इंडिया को लेके एक कहावत कही जाती थी दैट इंडियंस आर लाइक कंफ्यूज्ड पीपल। ओके, दे हैव नो क्लैरिटी, दे डोंट टेक साइड्स, कि इंडियंस जो है वो साइड्स नहीं लेते हैं, कोई क्लैरिटी नहीं है कि इंडिया क्या करना चाहता है, क्या अचीव करना चाहता है जियोपॉलिटिकली। ओके, सो दिस वाज द कंसर्न व्हिच वर रेज्ड बाय मल्टीपल कंट्रीज, बट राइट नाउ देयर इज अ क्लैरिटी विद दिस. Our government is assertive about this. We are saying that we have no issues. If it is required that we have to take some sides, we can take some sides. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। जरूरत आने पे हम सऊदी अरब के साथ भी हो सकते हैं, ईरान के साथ भी हो सकते हैं, इजराइल के साथ भी हो सकते हैं और पैलेस्टीन के साथ भी हो सकते हैं। ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ थिंग्स आर मूविंग अहेड। ये चीजें अच्छी हुई हैं। नाउ देयर इज अनदर रीजनल ब्लॉक दैट इज इमर्जिंग। ओके, सो we are like right now Israel, they are having good relations with some of the Arab nations, be it UAE, specifically UAE. Okay, now if UAE is having good relations with Israel, somehow it is helpful for India as well, क्योंकि हमारे लिए चीजें इजी हो जाती हैं, हम दोनों के साथ ही अच्छे रिलेशंस मेंटेन करते हैं। ओके, हमारे लिए चीजें इजी हो जाती हैं, दैट्स द पॉइंट हियर. So if such things are happening, if these countries are getting together, definitely it's a good thing for us as well. हमारे लिए भी अच्छा है. Okay, we will be able to do trade, अच्छे से ट्रेड कर पाएंगे, अच्छे से बिजनेस कर पाएंगे. Like there are immense opportunities in this particular region, we can explore those opportunities. हेल्थ केयर की बात करो, टूरिज्म, एजुकेशन, स्पोर्ट्स, एंटरटेनमेंट. ओके, there are major startups and they, like these countries, they think that Indian startups are really good, they are doing investment here, वो हमारे यहाँ पे invest कर रहे हैं. That's the point here. Okay, so this is what you have to look into. And when we say like investment, so business is one such area in which India is definitely a good destination to invest. आपका बहुत ही अच्छा strong point है यहाँ पे. Your economy is going to be like reaching the heights, and the growth rate which is expected will be near about 8% से ज्यादा का growth rate आपसे expect किया जा रहा है. Okay, so these are some of the positive things which are in India's favor, and these countries definitely they see this as an opportunity. वो इसको as an opportunity लेते हैं, and they will continue to like invest in India. Okay, so this is the point that we have, that business is one such area in which both the countries, they can, like both India and rest of the other countries in the region, we can work together. Okay, and we can explore more intra-regional economic activities to overcome these challenges, because COVID had offered a challenge for the whole world. अब साथ में आएंगे तभी तो लड़ पाएंगे, और बिजनेस हमारा भी डाउन हो रहा है, एंड वी वांट इन्वेस्टमेंट, एंड दोज कंट्रीज दे हैव एक्स्ट्रा मनी. ओके, सो दिस इज हाउ इट्स अ इक्वेशन ऑफ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री रिलेशंस विद ईच अदर. एक दूसरे को कॉम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं. ओके, एंड मे बी इन फ्यूचर लाइक वी विल बी वर्किंग एज अ टीम, एंड दिस इज अ रियली गुड अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर अस. these countries they have their pension fund, बहुत से ऐसे सरकारी फंड है जो हम जो है like that those funds can be invested in India. Okay, so like UAE, there you can say sovereign fund is being invested in India. हमारे real estate में वो पैसा लगा हुआ है. Okay, so these are the few things that you should know. If there is a question on how situation is developing in West Asia और से मिडल ईस्ट, यू शुड नो अबाउट दीज डेवलपमेंट. ये जो नए चेंजेस हैं यही आपके आंसर की क्वालिटी बढ़ाएंगे. ओके, पुराने आंसर लिखोगे, पुराना जो था कि सऊदी अरबिया और ईरान में लड़ाई चल रही है, उनसे बात नहीं बनेगी. यू हैव टू अपडेट योर आंसर्स. ओके, पूरे आंसर आपको अपडेट करने पड़ेंगे, विच इज द रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर एग्जाम. ओके, as it is part of international relations which is highly you can say related with the current. So current events जो हैं उससे ये related होता है, उसके साथ ये linked होता है. And this is how we have to write things, this is how we have to